E.N.D here, E.N.D here. Day 7 for the spoiler of Zendikar Rising. We have a couple of interesting cards, especially a particular artifact. And I think the power level of Zendikar Rising is going up again. Let's start with Nahiris Binding 1 and 2 white enchantment. Enchant creature or planeswalker, enchanted permanent can't attack or block and its activated ability can't be activated. Kazundu Stomper 5 and 1 green, it's a 6/5 trample, enters the battlefield, return up to 2 lands you control to their owner's hands. Reclaim the Wastes 1 green, Kicker 3, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. If the spell was kicked, search your library for 2 basic land cards instead of 1. Molten Blast 2 and 1 red, it's an instant, choose one, Molten Blast did 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker, destroy target artifact. Mezzalynx 1 and 1 white, it's a 2/1, as long as it's not your turn, Mezzalynx gets +0/+2. Stonework Pack Beast 2, artifact creature beast 2/1. It is also a cleric, rogue, warrior and wizard, that means that can fit 1 role in your party to add 1 mana of any color. Living Tempest 4 and 1 blue, it's a 3/3 flying and has also flash. Drana Silencer 5 and 1 black, it's a 3/2, enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent controls get -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures in your party. Skyclave Shadowcat 3 and 1 black, it's a 3/3, for 1 and 1 black, sacrifice another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Skyclave Shadowcat. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, draw a card. Mospit Skeleton, for 1 black and 1 green, it's a 2/2, Kicker 3. If it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on a creature you control, if Mospit Skeleton is in your graveyard, you may put Mospit Skeleton on top of your library. Journey to Oblivion 4 and 1 white, it's an enchantment. The spell costs 1 less for each creature in your party. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Canyon Jeroba 2 and 1 white, it's a 1/2, it has landfall, that means that whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Nahiris Lithoforming X and 2 red, sacrifice X lands, for each land sacrificed this way, draw a card, you may play X additional lands this turn, lands you control enters the battlefield tapped this turn. Wayward Guide Beast, for 1 red, it's a 2/2, trample and haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, return a land you control to its owner's hand. This is a 1-drop, it's a 2/2 with trample and haste. It's a very good red creature. Yes, there's a downside of its ability that when it deals combat damage to a player, you return a land you control to its owner's hand, but it's a very, very good card. Medding Cacophony, for 1 and 1 blue, it's a sorcery, 3 and 1 blue, it's the kicker. Each opponent mills 8 cards. If the spell was kicked, instead each opponent mills half their library rounded up. Skyclave Relic 4/3, Kicker 3, indestructible, enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, create 2 tapped tokens that are copies of Skyclave Relic, that means that they are indestructible, and have tap, add 1 mana of any color. It's a very interesting card. I don't think this card can see play in Standard or Modern Pioneer, but I think it will be a very good commander card. For 3, you have a tap, 1 mana of any color, but if you manage to kick this particular spell, you will create 3 of them. So you will also have the 3 mana back. It's a very good card, Skyclave Relic. Squad Commander 3 and 1 white, it's a 3/3. When Squad Commander enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white core warrior creature token for each party you control. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you have full party, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until end of turn. If you manage to put a full party, this is your card. Akiri Fearless Voyager, for 1 red and 1 white. We saw Akiri in the trailer of Zendikar Rising. Unfortunately, she was pushed down the cliff by Nahiri. Here's Akiri, legendary creature core warrior, it's a 3/3. Whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, draw a card. For 1 white, you may unattach an equipment from a creature you control. If you do, tap that creature and it gains indestructible until end of turn. Inscription of Insight, 3 and 1 blue. Sorcery, Kicker, 2 and 1 blue. Choose 1. If the spell was kicked, choose any number instead. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hand. Scry 2 and draw 2 cards. Target player creates X blue illusion creature token where X is the number of cards in your hand. One of the rare double face cards, Undo Skyrunes, enters the battlefield tapped. You tap for 1 white. You can choose to play the land or you can choose to play the sorcery. On Doom version 6 and 2 white, destroy all non-land permanents. It's a board wipe, it's a very good card. Yes, it's an A drop, but if you need this particular card at a late stage of the game, this can be your lifesaver. You can wipe the board and start again. If you need the land, you can play the land at the early stage of the game. Skewed Swarm for 2 and 1 green. It's a 1/1. It has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Skewed Swarm instead. Morak Fury of Occam. We saw this card. This is the showcase version of the card. It's a very beautiful card. It's a very good card. And this is the showcase version. It's a very beautiful card. Lithoform Engine. 4. Legendary artifact. It's a mythic card. 2. Tap. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Very good if combined with planeswalkers. 3. And tap. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. 4. And tap. Copy target permanent spell you control. It's a very good card. We saw cards very similar to this. The first thing that popped in mind was the Immortal Sun. Very strong cards, very strong commander card, and I think this card will see a lot and a lot of play in Commander. Very difficult in Modern, very difficult in Pioneer, maybe Standard, but I'm seeing very difficult in Standard unless combined with certain planeswalkers like Teferi, Master of Time, or Ugin the Spirit Dragon. But this card is your new Commander card. Next one, which is the last card in this spoiler, Forsaken Monument. 5. Another legendary artifact. Colorless creatures you control get +2/+2. Whenever you tap a permanent for colorless mana, add an additional colorless mana. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, you gain 2 life. Very good card if combined with colorless. And when we talk about colorless, we talk about Eldrazi Titans. This was the last card spoiled today, day 7 for the spoilers of Zendikar Rising. Tune in tomorrow in my channel for more and more spoilers of Zendikar Rising and news about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.